chance to be, I think, pretty special. But I know where we are today and where we're going to be in February, March. Hopefully, is two totally different teams. We got to continue to improve and get better, and we've got a lot of room for improvement. But this team has a very high ceiling, and I like it. I love our work ethic. And, so with that, I'll open it up to any questions you guys may have.
Could you break down the offensive tweaks you're making in a little bit more detail?
Yeah, again, not wholesale changes. Our philosophy on our offense is no different than it always has been, and that is we want to attack the basket. We want to be in attack mode. We want to play inside out. And that can be through penetration, from our guards. It can also be from posting up, our bigs. We've got some pretty good low post scorers on this team. So we're always going to play inside out. We're always going to be in attack mode. Really, the tweaks we've tried to make have been to be a little bit more unpredictable in some of our ball screens, and to get the ball to guys like Josh Scott and Wesley Gordon, Xavier Johnson, Dustin Thomas, Torrey Miller now, who's an additional big for us. But to get them the ball kind of facing the basket 10 to 12 feet, where it's harder for them to be double teamed, and they can be kind of playmakers from that 8 to 10 to 12 feet on end. And, so rather than be traditionally catching the ball with their back to the basket, where it's predictable and where the ball screens are coming at predictable spots on the floor, we're trying to be more unpredictable in terms of what we're doing.
Is that going to be through like elbow pick and rolls?
Yeah, playing through the elbow. Again, I spent a lot of time this off season with two coaches. One guy named Steve Donahue, who's the old coach of Boston College, who is, I think, a terrific offensive mind. He spent a weekend out here in the spring and another weekend this fall with our staff, and really talking offensive concepts and ideas. And then George Carl. I've spent some time with him, went down to Denver and spent a day with him, picking his brain. So some of our transition offensive ideas, we've kind of tried to institute some of the things Coach Carl and I talked about, playing fast, playing at a high pace, playing a high possession game. And then some of the half-court stuff, some of the things that Coach Donahue brought to our staff. So, I've always said this, we expect our players in the off-season to get better. I think it's imperative as coaches that we make an effort to get better in the off-season. We tried to do that offensively this year. We'll see if it's going to help or not. We'll see what kind of off-season we've had as coaches here with our offensive efficiency. Hopefully it'll work and it'll help make us better.
Has your inside-out passing really improved? It sounds like it's going to be critical here.
We've spent a lot of time on passing the ball. One of the weaknesses on our team last year was our assist numbers, our assist-to-turnover ratio, taking care of the basketball. So we like to play the game, to me, the way it's supposed to be played, where 5 guys are sharing the ball, 5 guys are threats to score every time you have the ball. They're playing unselfishly, the ball's moving. And, I think anybody that has watched basketball over the last 12 months always talks about the San Antonio Spurs and how fun they were to watch in the NBA Finals and playoffs last year. And really, throughout the whole season, and the way they move the ball and share the ball. And we've got great players. So passing and catching and finishing is something we've really spent a lot of time on this fall.
Is it easy to get young kids to appreciate the San Antonio Spurs?
No. It's hard. But you know what? When you got them in the film room, they're a captive audience, and you're in control, so you're going to show them what you want to show them. And it's not like they're opposed to it, but yeah, if you ask every player on our team who their favorite NBA player is, I don't think Duncan, Ginobili, and Parker will come up on their list. I think there's two things when it comes to the postseason play in the NCAA tournament we have to be aware of, and it's our job on a day-to-day basis to remind our players of that. And that is, number one, past performance is in no way, shape, or form indicative of future opportunities. And this is a new year. This is a brand new year for this team. The fact that we've been to 4 straight postseasons and 3 straight NCAA tournaments in no way guarantees this team that opportunity at the end of the year. You earn that opportunity for what you do throughout the season. And that starts on November 14th. And the one challenge we have is there's not one player in our locker room who was, at my house 4 years ago when we didn't get in. And so our coaches understand that pit in the bottom of your stomach and that feeling of disappointment and disgust. Our players don't understand. Our players, all they know is the NCAA tournament right now, the ones that are in our program. So we've got to understand that it's not a given that we're going to get there. It's hard to get there. There's a lot of good teams every year that don't get there. Those of you who followed our program since we've been here, you can make the argument that our first year's team was our most talented team and our best team. So it was our best offensive team without question. If you look at the numbers, field goal percentage and 5th in the country in free throw percentage and points per game. I think we averaged almost 80 points a game that year with Alec and Corey and Levi and that crew. So our best team in Colorado arguably didn't make the tournament. And the three behind them did. So, but they did because they defended, they rebounded, and we took care of business in November and December. And that's what I want our players to understand. November 14th against Drexel is just as important as February 14th against whoever Pac-12 team we're playing. And the opportunities that are there in November and December, we got to make sure we capitalize on. We don't let those opportunities slip through our fingers, because at the end of the year, those are the ones that come back and bite you. So that's the challenge.